Alrighty then, we're back on the show, and as always on GNSL, we have a guest on the show talking about different things that are happening as far as Sri Lanka is concerned, as far as Colombo is concerned. And today we have a very special guest that we're going to be talking to about a fundraising that is that's happening, that's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks or so. And this is from one of Andy's favorite clubs, is it?
Yes,
Andy?
yes.
So we have Dhanya Ratnavale on the show with us, and she's the president of Zonta Club 1. Dhanya, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, and we're really interested in basically finding out what Zonta Club does, the events that obviously that you've organized in the past, and very specifically we're going to be talking about the event that is actually coming up just in a couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah, 21st of June.
21st of June. So before we get into the events per se and the specific event that we're going to be talking about, can you give us a little background on Zonta Club and what Zonta Club actually does?
Sure. Thank you. Basically, Zonta Club 1 of Colombo, it's a charitable organization registered under the charter by Zonta International. It consists of about 30 professional women who volunteer their services, skills, and time to empower women and girls in Sri Lanka. The club was initiated by Mano Kandapa in 1966, and we have had an amazing committed women since as members. Sri Lanka also has 3 other clubs, 2 in Colombo and 1 in Kandy. We work in terms of our focus areas. We work to improve the legal, political, economic, educational, health and professional status of women through service as well as advocacy programs. Key focus areas are aligned with Zonta International and are advocating for gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls in all aspects of life, ending gender-based violence. We raise awareness of the global pandemic of women's rights violations and unite our members to work towards ending violence against women and girls. Third focus area is expanding access to education. We support women's education through our own programs, through our own scholarships, as well as scholarships funded by Zonta International as well. We also focus on gender equal climate justice programs. We recognize that climate justice or climate change affects women and girls, and action needs to be seen through a gendered lens. With each climate-related disaster, women fall far behind men and hence often find it difficult to rebuild their lives. In keeping with Zonta International, programs they focus on enabling every woman to achieve her full potential, or we try to, and where women can access all resources and are represented in decision-making positions. But most importantly, where no woman lives in fear of violence. That's basically in a nutshell.
So, Dhanya, now basically we're talking about Zonta Club itself, and Zonta obviously has been around for a very, very long time. But there is a perception that the Zonta Club is like an exclusive ladies club only, and it's like exclusive. There's a perception that's out there. What would you say to actually flip that perception?
I won't say I won't say it's exclusively ladies. We do have, in Sri Lanka, yes, it is exclusively ladies. Maybe because our focus area is we focus only on women and girls. But in India, I believe, because we are a international organization. In India, we do have a few men as well, if I'm not wrong. So maybe it's because we understand the issues better. We are very committed to improving women's issues. So maybe that's one of the reasons. that we are exclusively women.
Okay, so we have a very special event that's actually coming up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So Andy, take us through that one.
Okay, so I was very privileged to go for one of the very first meetings, which I was introduced by my friend Manesha, so I was very happy to go there.
So you're part of the Zonta Club?
Not yet, not yet. I'm getting there, I hope.
Oh, really? That's something we need to also find out. How do you actually get into it?
There you go. There. You're not a lady, no?
No, I know that. But what is the process?
Wait, I will get in and let you know.
Right, okay.
So there was a lovely event that my friend was telling me about, which is Sip and Paint. So tell us a little bit about that, about the event.
Sure. So we are very fortunate to partner an organization called Palmera, headed by a very dynamic lady by the name of Aparna Roy. So this program focuses on the transitioning of sex workers in Sri Lanka, and the club will host a sip and paint event to fundraise for this program. The program will support, we hope to fundraise for about 10 women, and sip and paint is just one of the events that we would fundraise for. When these women join our program, they do not stop their sex work on day one naturally. So hence this is a program that has been designed by Palmera, where we work with these women for over 24 months. And during this period, they reduce their sex work, replacing it for livelihoods, which we support them with. The cost per beneficiary is about 200 to 250,000. This goes entirely for the beneficiary, and we hope to raise about 175,000 per beneficiary, and the club will top up the gap with their own funds. The program will facilitate the family's transition to encompass well-being of their children, and so on and so forth. There are like 4 areas: basic needs, physical and mental health, and life skills and social integration, as well as income generation is what the Palmera model is. Sip and Paint is an event which would be held on the 21st at Corrado at 4 o'clock, and we will be guided by a professional artist who will be there to guide people step by step, instructions to reproduce a work of art on a canvas bag, while they sip a little bit of wine and enjoy snacks as well. The tickets are 7,500. We invite you to join and explore your creative side and paint for a cause.
So Dhanya, just in case if someone unfortunately is not able to be a part of the event, but they still would like to contribute for this great cause, how do they go about it?
Well, all our programs are advertised or shared on social media. We would love to have contributions towards the program. We have our bank accounts. Details are also shared. They can contact us on the number that is given as well, and we would acknowledge the donations. And they would. We've had a few donations made online already, and we will share all information on the program, on the beneficiary details, so on and so forth, on receipt.
So Dhanya, you said that the tickets were 7,500, is it?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how far
So we
will
have a gold sponsor, and we have a gold sponsor at 75, a silver at 50 as well, and a bronze at 35 as well. So.
Right. I mean, the ticket as far as the contribution is concerned at 7,500. How far will that 7,500 actually go in terms of reaching your goals with Palmera?
It's just a very small part of it. I mean, because the cost of the program, we might get about maybe 3,000 out of the 7,500, maybe even less. But it's very difficult to fundraise in this climate. So we felt that we would do it gradually through small fundraisers, but we have requested for the 3 categories as well. Like, so hopefully through this program we can fundraise for maybe 2 people. That's our goal.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite difficult to actually fundraise in this climate for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
For
difficult.
anything.
It's difficult to do business in this climate. Forget fundraising. But the Zonta, I mean, I've actually heard, and the Zonta Club has done a lot of good and great stuff in the past.
True.
And I mean, kudos to you and the ladies, obviously dedicating the time in trying to come up with activities like this and fundraisers like this. But getting back to Zonta itself, this is a question that I actually wanted to ask Andy. Andy is trying to get into Zonta, but what is the process, Dhanya? I mean, if somebody would like, if someone actually wants to be a part of the Zonta Club, what's the process? How does the selection process work?
Well, the selection process, generally people who come into the club are introduced by another member. So a CV shared and it's given to the board. Nobody's refused. Very rarely is anybody refused. Certainly it's not been in my time. And then the lady needs to attend minimum of 3 meetings and then is inducted. So it's not a difficult process.
Oh, okay. All right. Great. Well, Dhanya, thank you so much for basically coming on the show. And we want to wish you and, of course, the event all the very best. And once again, just before we do sign off, is there any website that they can actually jump on in terms of contribution, online contribution? Where can they go?
We don't have a website, but all our details are on Facebook and on Instagram. So it would be fantastic if people could contribute towards the cause. And I mean, I also take this opportunity to thank Aparna for allowing us to participate in her program, and because it's a fantastic initiative on her part.
Dhanya, thank you so much for coming on the show. And thank you so much for sharing.
And thank you for the opportunity.
Details with us, and we want to wish you all the very best. And Andy, you have a great chance of getting into Zonta now. You will not be refused because we have the president on the show.
Absolutely, we look forward to having Andy as a member.
Oh, super! Thank you very much.
Dhanya, thank you very much, and you have yourself a lovely night.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye bye.
All right, there you have our guest on the show today, Dhanya from Zonta Club. And we're talking about that very special event that's going to be happening on the 21st of June, Andy?
21st of June, Sip and Paint.
Sip and Paint. Andy will be doing lots of sipping and forget the painting.
I know how to paint. Color the hand, put it on a paper and then draw, I think, a little beak, right? That's I think, hen, I suppose.
Is it?
Peacock. I'm not sure what animal will come out of that, but that's how I'm going to do it.
All right, time for us to get into our next segment. We'll be back right after this.